Hello everyone and welcome to another Pokemon Trading Card Game live video. My name is Jamie and today I'll be taking you through another deck which has come out from the most recent expansion, which of course is Journey Together. But as always, just before we do go into the video, if you do like some content and you want to see some content related to the Pokemon Trading Card Game, or more content should I say, then as always hit that subscribe button and of course like this video, that would be great. So let's go into the deck of today. So we're looking at this deck. I've called it Zacian EX, but it's actually more Archaludon, but we'll have a look at it as to why very shortly. So this is a new card that has come out from Journey Together. This is Zacian EX and it's got 230 HP and it is a metal type. So for a single colorless, you can do Insta Strike, which does 30 damage, and which is not too much, but it also does a 30 to the bench as well. But there are many ways you can power this up, and that's why we're looking at it today. But it also has this attack here, Brave Slash, for 3 metal and a colorless, deals 240 damage, and you can't use this attack again in the following turn. So, worth noting that it is weak to fire. There's not too much in the format that is fire right now, and it does have a resistance to grass as well, which is also quite nice. So that is Zacian EX. Let's have a look at other Pokemon in the deck and kind of what it pairs well with. This certainly brings back the element of donking again, especially if you're going second and your opponent only opens up with one basic, you can actually donk them as well, or just set up some kind of nice plays. You have this Snorlax. We are not using this for attacking, although I suppose you probably could with 3 colorless energy. But it's got this ability here, which is extra helpings. And so the attacks of your Hops Pokemon do 30 more, basically. So we've got one of those in deck, so that's why we've got that, just to bump up the attack. So on turn 1, we can get that Insta Strike up to 60 damage. And there are other ways of kind of boosting it up as well. We've also got here Hops Cramorant as well. So this has the attack Fickle Spitting for 120 damage, and although you can only use this attack if your opponent has exactly 3 or 4 prize cards. If they do not, then this attack does nothing. But again, 120 damage plus the additional bumpers from things like Snorlax and some other things that we'll see very shortly. That's also very, very good. So that's why we have that in there. And the other Pokemon, probably the main focal point of this deck, I would say, is the Archaludon EX. So we know what Archaludon does by now. We have Assembler. This is your energy acceleration within the deck, and then you've got Metal Defender as well for 220. So yeah, this is again, it's got 300 HP, and it is a stage 1, so we can keep bouncing it and to avoid it getting knocked out, so to say. And if we want to, we can also use Assembler Alloy to power up our Zacian. So keep in mind that we can bump up that 240. I think we can get up to like 330 with this deck, so it's pretty strong. And with 330, I don't know if there's much that this deck can't knock out. I know there are some 340s in the format, but generally speaking, 330, you're knocking out everything in the format with Zacian. So yeah. Again, we've got Relicanth, which has Memory Dive. So yeah, we can use the attacks of the previous evolutions. So it's quite nice when you have this the basic form, the Duraludon here, with Raging Hammer. So if your Archaludon EX is taking a lot of damage, then we can use Raging Hammer and do some big numbers and try and get some KOs that way. Because we do have a lot of basic Pokemon in the deck, so Latias EX becomes an obvious choice with Skyliner to give them free retreat. And we have one Fezandipiti as well, just to use Flip the Script. So that is the Pokemon line. Trainer line, we're looking a little bit something like this. So we've got we've got 2 Professor Toros, just to kind of bounce our Pokemon. And again, the energy goes in the discard pile with Professor Toros, so we can then just re-evolve our Archaludon and then just get the energy back with Assembler Alloy. So that's when we have that. We also have, we've got 2 Iris's Fighting Spirit as well, so it's just a good draw energy acceleration. We can also dump energy with that as well and draw more cards. We have a Kieran in there as well, so this adds a bit of flexibility into the deck because we can switch our Pokemon, and of course we can add 30 more damage as well if we are attacking our opponent's EX Pokemon. So it's another way of getting those numbers even higher if we wanted to. So yeah, if you're just, I don't know, let's say for example you're using Metal Defender, or even if you're using Raging Hammer and you're just a little bit short of damage, then that's where Kieran can really come in handy, and you can get those one-shots, so to say. Other things in the deck we have, so probably the obvious things, new cards that kind of work very nicely with some of the Hops Pokemon that we have. Hops Choice Band, so we've got that there as well. That bumps it up by an extra 30 specifically to your Hops Pokemon, so this wouldn't work with Archaludon. And we've got Postwick in there as well, which is a stadium card, which bumps it up by an additional 30 more. So providing you get all the pieces to the puzzle, that Insta Strike could go up to 30, so 120 in total, which is a pretty high number. So if you do pull off a Kieran first turn as well, you can get that even higher, I think, to like 150. So yeah, it brings back the element of donking in the format, so to say. So it's also quite nice. So other cards in the deck, I suppose our ace spec of choice is Scoop Up Cyclone. You could play Prime Catcher as well, which is also very nice. But I think this just makes sense for your Archaludon just to pick it up and to avoid it getting knocked out, so to say. So that's why I've got that there. And we've got we've got 2 Pal Pads in there as well, just to recycle things like Turos, bosses, if we need like research, for example. Kieran's as well. I found that Pal Pad seems to be very, very good. You could also put that down to 1 if you really wanted to as well. But I found that to be very clutch in testing. And energy is pretty standard, just 9 metal energy there. So we're playing 9 there. So yeah, we want to try and get them into the discard pile as quickly as possible, so we can then utilize things like Assembly Alloy. Assemble Alloy here. And of course, first turn with things like Insta Strike as well. So that is the concept of the deck. So we're using early game for early game aggression. We're using Zacian EX. And then kind of towards the later game, we're looking at things like Archaludon EX to try and kind of sweep up a little bit. Especially if you're against, I think in this format, you definitely need an answer to Dragapult. That's probably one of the best decks of the format, is Dragapult. So, and this deck has an answer to that, because you can just keep scooping up the damage and they can't one-shot you as well. So I just think it's really, really strong, this deck. But anyway, that is the theory of the deck. That is the list. I will leave it in the description box below, so you guys can go check that out and tell me what you think of this list. And yeah, let's put it into practice and let's go play a game with it. Okay, let's see if we get the option of going first or second. Our opponent is calling it. That is fine. I think either actually works. If we go first, if we go first, we can evolve, get our Archaludons out quicker. If we go second, on the other hand, we can also put some early game aggression on the field with Zacian there. We're not going to do some going further. Why not? Cool. All right. Okay. Looks like the mirror. The mirror. I don't think we need to. Just 30. I guess we can just stick us or something that can one-shot us back, right? Because you can. Yeah, they can get over 300. I'm just wondering if it's worth putting Relicanth in play right about now. Let's Ultra Ball. Let's get that. Let's get that. No, we do not want that. Sorry, we want to get that. And let's see what we've got in deck. We've got a Latias in there. That's quite nice, I think. We've also got, yeah, maybe a Snorlax might be okay as well. To be honest, to be getting these one-shots, we need to really be leading with, we've got, this is 230, so that's where Kieran becomes in handy as well, so we can also get 220 if we can bump that up. Okay, I think we're fine with our active at the moment. Let's just start putting some focus on. Yeah, let's put some focus on our Archaludons here, because I think that's going to be probably the key here. We need to get some energy into the discard pile, and then we can evolve our Pokemon into. We can get our Archaludon out. Stick hopefully 2 energy onto our Zacian there. That would be, and then we'd just be 1 energy short for a Brave Slash, which would get the knockout on the activation. So. Yeah, let's see. Kind of comes down to what we draw. So what we draw, and of course, how they set up, what they kind of lead with. So they should be thinking here. I mean, like if they lead with Zacian, it's a good start because it's going to put a little bit of like pressure onto us. However, we can get the revenge knockout potentially. So cool. Oh, we've got Brilliant Blend. Okay. Fine. It's not a bad shout, to be honest. Just ditching energy cards. Yeah, not bad. I like it. Yeah, then you can get your Archaludons out. Although they don't have any Archaludons in play. Okay, they do. Do they have an energy on there? Do they have an energy on there? I didn't. Wait, what? Okay. Oh no. All right, we've got Rescue Stretcher in deck. Doesn't look like they've got an energy on their hand on there, so it's Stretcher. Weird. Okay, I wonder why that's. Okay, that's very strange. All right, we'll have to research there. And cool, nice. All right. Yeah, this really should be an Ultra Ball right about now. This Nest Ball, and then we can do something with that. We can get. Let's have a look. Latias maybe. Yeah, I mean we could evolve here. That's also a possibility, but then we don't get the energy here. So Latias. You know what? Let's just get Snorlax for now. Stick that on there. It's fine. Cool. I think that's fine. We'll just put a bit of pressure on them. And if they take down our Zacian, then we can I guess our Latias. If they take down our Zacian, then we can also utilize Archaludon next turn. And that should put them in one shot for a knockout. Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's really strange. Why? Unless it's just not showing. Did they attach an engine and it just doesn't show? Really confused as to why that has no energy, and it's also got like a symbol there suggests that it doesn't need an energy to attack with. So I'm wondering why that is. That's very strange. Okay, right. Postwick, cool. Right, so we are going for here. How much is the question? So we are doing, currently at the moment is 60. 60 was not enough, so yeah. I think that the play here is, yeah, I think this is the play. Cool, let's retreat this. Let's get our Duraludon into play. We use Night Stretcher. Then we put that. Okay, and just apply a bit of pressure this way. There we go. 2 energy there, and we can use Metal Defender. We attach energy for the turn. We won't put Postwick out just yet, just because we don't want them to get the benefits of that. Shall we? I don't know if we should. Do we need to keep drawing cards at this point? I don't think we do. I think we are okay. We can ditch our Postwick maybe? Yeah, okay, maybe just ditch Postwick for now. And we've got more in deck, so cool. Yeah, that's fine. Do we see anything in there we want to put back? No, I think that's okay. Alright, cool. Let's Metal Defender. There we go for the knockout. And cool, there we go. Let's take some prizes. Cool, and we take. So we have no weakness the following turn, which is also quite nice. Not that really makes a difference. I don't think we have any fire Pokemon in the deck. Cool. All right. Flip this grip. That's fine. Cool. So yeah, really. I don't think there's really much they can do here. We've got Kieran there. I mean, if they promote their Zacian, we've got Kieran in hand. We can go for the one shot. So that would be 220 plus the 40. Sorry, plus the 30 even, and that would be 250. That would be a knockout. So that is certainly feasible. We can also, yeah, actually the Tauros is quite nice. Just thinking about it, the Tauros is actually quite nice for like damage spread. So if we get a Tauros right now, we can actually just pick up the Zacian and just remove all the damage. That's also quite nice. It's like a nice, it gives the deck like a lot of like, I don't know, versatility, I think. So you can use it like offensively in the respect of just ditching your energy, or you can use it, I suppose, a bit more conservatively if you wanted to get the yeah, remove all the damage off your Pokemon. So yeah, if they go Zacian here, I mean we've got Revenge KO basically. Oh, they don't. Okay, interesting. Okay. Oh, nice Tauros. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I mean to be honest, like. They could probably get knockout back though, because if they have Duraludon in play. Yeah. I guess the question here becomes, all right, so we just have to work this out. I think they need Postwick anyway to get the knockouts, I'm pretty sure. So if we've got the choice band on there as well. Yeah, okay, so the question here becomes, next turn we need to get like another Archaludon into play to get this back up, and then we need an energy basically. So let's just Tauros for now. Let's just pick this up. Prevent that from getting knocked out and put that down. I guess I want to, like, if we get Iono, I want to try and deck thin a little bit. I guess we'll just stick Fezandipiti down. That's fine. Cool, and then yeah, I mean, I hope they don't get a knockout back. That would be nice. Let's just Pal Pad. Why not stick those two back in deck? Cool. We'll just go for knockout. We can also copy some attacks as well, but we don't need to. We'll just use Mesh Defender for the knockout. And if they get a knockout back, then yeah, it is what it is. We've got Ultra Ball there. We can, yeah, so we get Archaludon. So we just like Ultra Ball, get an Archaludon. Although we're just missing the energy, that would be the issue. So if we had, if we draw energy, Rock Scouting, nice. So cool. All right, they're going Archaludon back. Okay. Alright, okay, they're going through, going down the Archaludon route, that's fine. So we just need like one EX knockout, and we can take a knockout on something on the bench as well. That would be okay. We didn't use Scoop Up Cyclone at the moment, no we did not. Okay. Alright, let's see. What is the play here? How many energy do we have in discards? Okay, so we can retreat for 2, put the other Archaludon up. That could work. So we could retreat this for 2, put the other Archaludon, we can Ultra Ball, and then go from there maybe. That could be a play, and then just put a bit of a pressure onto them that way. So let's do that. Let's put that up there. Let's Ultra Ball. Have to ditch those. Cool, let's get a Archaludon out. Evolve that. Okay, so now we're just like holding out for just an energy, and then we can put a bit of pressure back onto them. Right, I don't really want to have to go like ditch this hand, but I think we kind of really need to push here. We can even get like an Earthen Vessel. Postwick, I think we've got one Postwick in. Yeah, we've got another one in deck. I don't really want to put that out because then that could get up to. Although they can't really power. They can't power that up because I don't have another Duraludon on the bench. That's fine. We'll just keep it in hand. Cool. Okay. Nice. Let's stick that on there. Cool. We've got the energy in hand, which is great. So we can do that. Nice. Okay. Good setup, I think. So yeah, good setup. We've got bosses in hand as well. Next time we can boss and try and get a knockout that way. And if they get the revenge knockout, that's absolutely fine. So let's see. Hopefully they don't pick it up. Well, if they pick it up, what can they lead with? Bosses. Okay. Yeah, whatever. I don't mind. Whatever. That's fine. Actually, I'd rather they do that. I'd rather they do that, actually. Yeah, we're going to stick that up there. Cool. Scoop Up Cyclone. Nice. So let's, yeah, what should we do here? Let's, I guess we'll just try and we'll boss something up. I guess we should boss, so we can do 20. I guess we'll boss up the Fezandipiti. Actually, Latias sometimes, like Latias even, is pretty good in terms that it gives you free retreat, but sometimes you want to retreat and pay the cost to get the energy in the discard, so that's just another thing to keep in mind. Just pick that up. Cool, stick that there. Yeah, I guess we'll stick it on, there we go. And yeah, we can evolve next turn, I believe, yeah. So, but there's no energy in discard, although we can retreat and then just, you know, repeat the cycle, I guess. So, alright, let's just go for a knockout Measure Defender. That said, we don't have to knock out an EX next time, we could just knock out something else on the bench. That would also be sufficient to win the game. Cool. Nest Ball, Earthen Vessel, nice. Okay, so we're just we're short of our bosses here. I think we ditched our Kieran, didn't we? We did ditch our Kieran. That's kind of frustrating, but yeah, I'm just thinking if we evolve again. Yeah, maybe in hindsight, that metal energy If that had gone onto Zacian, and then we put 2, yeah, I think that probably would have been the play. Yeah, it would have been the play. Yeah, because we could have, next turn, we could have gone with Brave Slash. So if we'd put that energy on the Duraludon and onto the Zacian, and then we evolved, we retreated this, evolved, and then we have the Earthen Vessel in hand, that would be game to knock out the Zacian. But you live and learn. You live and learn. That said, we can also, actually another way we might be able to do this as well. Let's see how much damage we can do with Relicanth here. We can also Raging Hammer maybe. Let's see how much damage they hit us for. If they hit us for 240, 270. Oof, yeah, I think actually they have knockouts here. Yeah, I think they might have knockout. So, let's see. Is there another way to get some energy faster on? Okay. Wait, what? Oh, they don't have. Okay, they can't get the. They're a little bit short there on the brave. Wait, they're short on the Brave Slash, but they want to promote their Archaludon there. Okay. All right. So interesting. It just looks like they're conceding game effectively. All right. Okay, they have conceded game. Yeah, I don't know what the play would have been there. If they had gone with the Zacian, then yeah, I think that play would have been the play. I'm just thinking, like, if they'd hit us for, like, they would have got the knockout, so we couldn't use Relicanth either. So, yeah, there's a few ifs and buts there, I think. Or if they hit us with a Metal Defender, then yeah, we can do 8 plus 1, so 300. Yeah, a few options there, but either way, you can see the deck is just really, really strong, I think. Yeah, I mean, the focus of this deck is more on Archaludon, so it's just like an enhancement of the previous deck, the previous Archaludon deck, so it gains from Journey Together the Zacian. But the main focus is on Archaludon, which is why we don't play, it's not so focused on Hop, but yeah, that's the concept, so it gives it like an early game attacker, so to say, and another option as well, so to hit some big numbers, so you can actually go from 220 and get some like 330s if you or even more with if you have Kieran in deck as well. So, but yeah, that is the deck. Let me know what you think of the deck. I'll put the list in the description box below if you want to check that out and try it out for yourself. But yeah, if you do like this type of content and you want to see some more content related to the Pokemon Trading Card game, then as always, hit that subscribe button and of course like the video. But yeah, there you go. There is our Archaludon EX or Zacian or Hop Zacian EX for you. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you all in the next one.